All right, ladies, doing a little work on the bike. One of the things I have to upgrade that I'm upgrading or changing out today is the exhaust. The silencer, stock silencer does not come with a spark arrestor. I live in California and they're pretty strict about riding in national parks or state parks. Spark arrestor is mandatory, so trying to get all that sorted. I do know that there's Fishmoto where you could put a screen in there, kind of get it to work and pass by. But I for sure want to be legit. I don't want to be the cause of any kind of fire in California. Pretty dry out here last 4 or 5 years, so want to make sure I'm doing my part and protecting my public lands for sure. So anyway, I went ahead and bought the FMF Turbine core. I've ran the Turbine core on several different bikes. I like them. They run pretty well. No maintenance. I don't want to have to take screens out and try to clean them. So I decided to go with a FMF Turbine core. This pipe there is I ordered for a 2019 Husqvarna TE 250. My thought is that it would mount, or the mounts would mount up perfectly, and it should be a pretty easy install, but it's definitely not an easy install. You got to do some cutting, a little bit of fabrication on this thing. And here's kind of what I mean is the mounts don't line up exactly at all. So you see the front one is squared, but the back one is about a ½ an inch off. Plus that also leaves, even if you were to mount the mounts correctly, it's about 2.5, 3 inches too long. On the back side, you'd have to cut. So also, one of the things you got to deal with is these are staggered mounts, like that. And then on the FMF, they're straight, which is no big deal. I can get some exhaust hangers and play around with that, but I am going to have to cut the FMF one about right here to get it to line up, because what happens is this piece is a little too long, so you'd have to cut the FMF pipe. And here's the factory insert, and this is the FMF. One of the things I'm also going to have to do is cut this all the way to here, and either cut this one off and weld that onto here, or this is pretty much the same diameter. I can cut this one off and weld that onto there so it looks like this, so that way I can get this piece onto the pipe like that, but it'll be flush with this. So not too bad. Just a couple little cuts you got to do, and I also will have to cut a little bit of the insert off right there to fit in the new cut for the shell right there. So not too bad. I'll play around with this, get this to line up and mount on correctly, and get to cutting and get this thing installed so we could be legit. All right, ladies, give me a second. So yeah, I got everything measured and marked off what we need to cut. So let's get to cutting and some welding. All right, so have this all cut in. Gonna start drilling these holes in for the insert to be remounted. So got the insert repacked and everything. Let's get this thing. Let's get this insert in and get this. All right, ladies, there you have it. It's all put together. I went ahead and put some quick seal over the wheel just to kind of prevent from rust and all that stuff. I may just put some rust inhibitor on there and seal it all up nicely on the back. I still got to put some RTV and seal up the rear. Other than that, it's all together, cut up, and let's see if this thing mounts up okay. All right, let's test it out. See how it sounds. FMF Turbine core silencer mounted on the 2021 Gpx Tse 250R. Slight modifications. Alright ladies, for the most part it's all good to go. Got it all mounted in. So I used a 2019 Husqvarna TE 250 exhaust FMF turbine core. Slight modification to get it to go in and all that, but nothing you couldn't do in your garage. Some simple garage tools. Took me all of about maybe an hour and a half. So now it's 100% legit with a spark arrestor, no maintenance, no screen, with the FMF turbine core silencer on it. So pretty happy. I got to play around with that rear bolt. The rear bolt is not in. It needs some. I need to put an exhaust flange bolt in there that has like a little spacer, a little rubber grommet spacer in the middle of it, just to account for the offset of the mounts. But I'll get that ordered. But other than that, it's mounted in. The front bolt's mounted, which is not going anywhere. It's set in pretty well. So I'll just order up that rear bolt and be good to go. So there you have it, ladies. If you have any questions, just let me know. Bike is looking good. I put it in my headlight just because we've used lights before in the past, and it's just what happens, we break down the trail or somebody gets hurt and we end up riding back to the truck late night a few times. So the light does come in handy. As much as I hate adding weight to the front, it just you know, to not have it, you know, is worse. So I'd rather have. So I went ahead and added it on. I got rid of that big ass toggle switch that was here. This is a little cheap eBay mount, headlight switch. So I got that in, make sure it's on, and there you go. We have light, and just wired it in pretty easy. But it keeps the flight deck really simple, not overcrowded. Again, this is a dirt bike, so nice little headlight switch for sure. All right, so there you have it. If you have any questions, just give me a holler. All right, ladies.